to Empire Talk. I'm your boy Hakeem Rashad.
I'm Zoe Jordan Middleton.
And I'm Drake Witheraw.
Ooh, how y'all doing today?
Tired.
Yeah, tired.
Right.
Um,
Good though.
a good tired. Mine is a little bit of both. I'm ready
Yeah.
to get into the fall, get back in the swing of things.
Yes.
Took my trip to Texas to be with my family and friends this summer for 3 months. That may have been biting off more than I can chew because it's about a month and a half in and I'm ready to go. I need to get back to
Mhm.
my life in Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going to Miami next weekend.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's our
nice.
last like family trip before summer start or before summer ends. So there's that. And then I need one more really good outing with my girls before summer ends.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
haven't
then
been
I'll
to
be
Miami.
good. And I'll be good. Then I can bring on the fall season because that also means my birthday. So just
My birthday is in the fall too. October. When is yours?
September
Okay.
24th.
Okay. Dope.
Oh, wow, that's so close, like 2 weeks apart. Like,
I know it's September, October, and mine is October 2nd. So it's like
oh,
right at the beginning.
Okay.
that's my auntie's birthday.
Really?
Yep.
All right, you're a
My auntie
Libra.
must be a special person, baby.
Yeah.
Because,
Drake,
you
you're a
Yeah.
know,
Libra?
I don't believe in all that stuff,
No,
but
it's just fun to like,
it
I don't
would
take it
be.
to heart, but every single time I'm like, oh, I'm a Libra too, I'll be like, camaraderie. You know? We're all
Yeah,
we're all
yeah.
together.
Yes.
That's so funny, man.
But I'm super excited to get into Love Island. Like, I'm so excited to get into all our recaps. But before we get into Love Island, Zoe, hit us with them hot takes and what's going on in the media, swirling around. It's a lot going on out
A
here.
lot going on.
What isn't going on? Before anything, I would just like to shed some light on the situation that happened on the 4th of July that I feel should have gotten a lot more coverage than it did.
I agree.
And the fact that no one really knew about it until TikTok really made it blow up,
Hmm.
which unfortunately happens with a lot of things, especially in the Black community.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, Xavier Wells, or as everyone else knows him, but I just this is like the fourth thing that's happened within the past month with with young Black men, specifically in the South.
Hmm.
And I just think it's like it. I can't like it's
Yeah.
disgusting, truly.
Yeah. It's definitely, and being that he was so young, he was only 18 years old.
He
Yeah,
was
And
18.
that's just sad to me because he didn't get a chance to have life yet. And that's
No,
very
he didn't get a
disheartening.
chance to have life. Touching on this case, I found out via social media, of course.
Yeah.
Like I said, if this was a young white boy who went out with a group of black boys on a boat and disappeared, didn't come back with the group that he was with, it would be a national story.
yeah.
And so there's a lot of conflicting um, stories when it comes to his case, as far as his friends, the girl that they said that he went off to or went off with on the island. There's a lot of conflicting stories. People are changing their stories from what I've been hearing as I've been reading up on it. His parents are very involved. I'm interested to know how so many people were on the island if it was a drowning, which I don't believe. How nobody could have seen that or heard him. I mean, it was the 4th of July. The island was packed. Everyone was recording. Everyone was on social media. And also, why would your friends have your phone if you stayed on the island? They had
Yeah.
his phone. Like, as an 18-year-old boy, I'm just gonna stay on the island, go off with this young lady that I've met or that I've been knowing. I don't know the story with that or too many details, but I give you guys my phone to take back with you home.
Mhm.
Yeah,
How does that make sense?
right.
And that's just a
Yeah.
few things that just don't sit right or make sense with that whole story.
As been reported by his mom, they had to locate his phone just
Yeah,
Yeah,
because.
they used his phone to figure out, like, to help them find his body.
it was the it's not what we normally use on the iPhone, like our what is it called
To
on
find mine.
location. Yeah, it was on Find My.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
because
Oh, so I
and
guess that
his
is the
parents
iPhone.
they were just on the news doing an interview. I don't remember what station,
I
but they were
think it
on the
was
news.
on Good Morning America,
Good
if I'm not,
Morning America, I think.
or ABC, something like that.
It was it was one of those two. I thought it was Good Morning America. I could be wrong,
Mm.
but they were just on there, and it's crazy because I didn't know it had happened until like a couple days after, when I was texting one of my homeboys and he was like, "Did you hear about this Nolan Wells situation?"
Yeah,
And I was like, "Who is that?" I was like, who is that? What are we talking about?" And he was like, "No, this boy, like, he was out with his friends for 4th of July and they just found his body. They said that he drowned and it's a whole thing." And I was like, "What?" And like the next day it was flooded on TikTok and Instagram and everything else. And it was like, and only then did it get, and that's what I was saying, only then did it really start to get national attention because people started talking about it online and they were like, why am I just now hearing about this? And it's been days since this happened. And like, there's enough information to, there, there's not a plethora of information, but there's enough to know what happened to an extent,
yeah,
or at least
absolutely.
enough to start to draw conclusions.
Yeah, and awareness.
Yeah. And so I don't know. The internet can be a very toxic place, but with stuff like this, especially in terms of like activism, I feel like it really is something that sort of helps bring awareness to things. Um, because as we can see, your local news station
That's fake anyway.
cover.
They give out fake news. Media is very fake and contrived, and they're just puppets for the agenda in the background or whatever, or of whatever it is, and whoever is pulling the strings. Sounds like a conspiracy, but please. That's why we get real news from social media. Nolan Wells, his story popped up on social media, not on national news. So,
There you go. There you go.
I be telling my granny, girl, you better stop watching that. They be lying to y'all, but hey.
Manipulating the story, using the worst picture they can use to represent a person. It's like, well, not,
Absolutely. And they do
yeah,
it on purpose. Like it's for brainwashing
yeah,
purposes.
Yeah.
Is to brainwash the public continuously and put out images to create the narrative that they want to create.
yeah,
And I just hate that people fall into it so easily instead of being an independent thinker. Like go look up that story for yourself. Ben Crump is a part of this case. So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't take Ben Crump attaching himself to this to make it a popular story.
yeah,
So yeah, it's an unfortunate case. Condolences go out to his family. It's
yeah.
just like, I was telling my mom the other day, like it's just so many of these stories that I don't want to say that I've become numb to it, but it's just like it's one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And unfortunately, I don't see anything changing with that.
No, it's not because, like you said, let the situation be in reverse. It's
Exactly.
been three black boys and one white guy. This
Exactly.
story would be all over the news. It would be on the news right now. Like seriously, it would just be
Yeah.
like broadcasted everywhere and such like,
Oh
you know.
no, there would have been a chopper on scene within an hour.
Oh
Would have been
yeah,
a chopper on scene within
seriously,
an hour. The all of the black boys, because from what I heard, they're not the news, the mainstream news, or the police department is not releasing any images of the young men when they're 18. So they are men, they're not children. So why are y'all shooting them? With whereas if it was a group of black boys, they would have been all over the news.
Mhm.
Their images would have been everywhere for
Yeah.
everyone to see. So they're withholding names and all of this kind of stuff. I hate when they get to saying, "Oh, it's about the investigation. We don't want it to, get tampered with by the public and stuff like that." It's all a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though
It's
we
all a
heard
bunch of
about it
BS.
on social media before we even heard about it on
Exactly.
the news or anywhere else. So it's like we we knew. We knew.
And my black folks, let me tell you this. I don't care. Be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful. This is not about a huge race war or black versus white or whatever, but reality is reality.
There
Be
you go.
mindful and be careful with that
And
kind
like
of stuff.
specifically, stop going on boats with these people. Stop going on lakes with these
In a
people.
body of water, where
And
anything
any
can happen.
a puddle, stay away
Yeah.
from it.
And
Because
don't be the only one. Don't be the only black person.
Don't be the
exactly,
only black
because
person.
Hmm.
that same night, like Fourth of it was like the Fourth of July or the night before, or whatever. It's crazy because the same homeboy that told me about the whole story, literally like the day or two before, he was on a boat for his friend's birthday, and I literally told him, I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Like, you can swim, but those currents they're rough for anybody." And so I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" He was like, "Well, I'm not going to be the only black person there." I was like, "Okay, well, still, please be careful." And then literally like 2 days later, he told me about that, and I was like, "See, this is why I told you to make sure that you're careful. Like, I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that everything worked out. I'm glad you had fun, but like." He told me that, and my first concern was like, "Hey, please be careful." Like when he was gone, like I checked his location like twice because I went out that night with some of my friends. We went out dancing or whatever, and a couple times I would stop and I was like, "Let me make sure like he's where he's supposed to be." Like he said he was gonna try to get home at a certain time. Let me check that real quick.
Yeah.
So
And that's why people got my location. Because if anything happens, people have my
Mhm.
location. My
yeah,
close friends
Yeah.
and my family have my location. Not all my family, not all my friends, but the people
yeah,
who do, it's good for people to have your location because you just never know, given the state of the world right now, just the world that we live in general, you never know when you need somebody to have your location. Because say that he didn't have his location turned on, his parents would have never known where his phone was, which was actually a major shift in the case that his
Yes,
friends
it
had his phone.
yeah, yeah.
So, um,
It's unfortunate. It is so unfortunate.
It's sick. Like it's like you're saying, Drake. It's not necessarily being desensitized,
mhm.
but it's no longer surprising.
It's no longer surprising.
There you
It's like you hear it and it it truly made me sick. And then um but
But you know what
again,
I just thought about? This is what they do. They try to normalize things, especially like me working in entertainment and everybody else that does. The media tries to normalize things and they do it through a way where if I normalize this enough, people are not even gonna blink an eye. And so it's like normalizing killing us, killing Black Americans is so normalized now that it happens, and now we're no longer surprised. And if I'm no longer surprised, I'm less likely to take action. I'm less likely to speak about it because it's just like, oh, it done happen again.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's why I always say too, we need to be intentional about using our voices in a productive and um
Absolutely.
in a productive way. We
Yes.
can't be emotionally led. We have to use our voices, use our status, use our platforms in a conducive way to create a change for us because all they do is play on our emotions constantly.
Yeah.
And that's what they
And
do. Another black man killed, white person not being held accountable, whoever it is, and then we all are all in a disarray.
yeah,
That does nothing for us.
yeah.
So things like me seeing like Ben Crump taking action and joining this investigation, getting an independent autopsy and things like that. Because then you got one of these boys' mamas who's the judge in that jurisdiction. She's a judge.
mm-hmm,
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
And
I'm
so
like
that is already,
the element.
a conflict of interest.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he took the case. They get an independent autopsy and things
Yeah.
like that because anything can be swayed and tampered with in this case, which we see time and time again. And so,
There's so many cases.
and that's a whole different story. But
Yeah. And it goes with our next topic. Should podcasts become, the next news?
So my thought on that was like, so to me, it's sort of like, I think I'm sort of 60-40 on that. 60 being in favor of like podcasts and other forms of media in lieu of news, because the fact that people are always like, oh no, Fox Lives, you need to watch Fox, and people are like, oh no, you need to watch this, you need to watch ABC, you need to watch that, you need like the fact that there's already that sort of tug of war
Yeah.
between those two. Um, People lie just as easily on social media and other things as well, and things like podcasts and other forms of social media. Those are very opinion based. Um, in terms of, well, like when their opinion is
Hmm.
meant to be shared.
Like commentary, like
Hmm.
Yeah.
we doing. Yeah.
Yeah, when the news is more so of, but again, depends on what news station you watch. The news is more so fact. Um, some news stations they will put in their. I don't think the news should be opinion based. People should not be
Honestly,
imputing their opinion on the news. It should be like school, where it's just fact, which some do, some don't. So I'm sort of 60-40 on it. Um,
I
so
see why you say that. Like, I'm
yeah,
not mad at it. Like, honestly, I am definitely not mad at like the news and media how it is today because I feel like it gives us a free, freedom of speech. Honestly, like to say it on our platforms, like you said, we hear it first. And honestly, you got to go where the people are, and
yeah,
that's where everybody's at. On TikTok and YouTube, things that just change with TV and streaming, itself. So we can't just be forced to watch one thing on TV anymore.
yeah,
Like there's different streaming apps, even supporting other entrepreneurs and black entrepreneurs have their own apps as well too. So it's like that's all in great, but it's like if if I have that much power and a platform like that, I feel like it's our duty to kind of send great messages out there. That's why, like, I don't agree with all shows, but I just feel like they could be sending just the wrong message for our people because, we it's not set up for us, honestly.
mhm,
So it's like we don't get a fair chance. So just like, you know, Nolan Wells being, in the scene, just him being the only black person there. That's already like a situation set up for disaster
mhm,
because at
Yeah,
the end
and
of the day,
it's
you may have grown around a bunch of white people, or you know, your parents have moved to a white neighborhood. They want to change their lives, and they want you to some people really. I'm not. It's sometimes it's the parents' faults too, not just the child. Like they want their child to be around a different environment, and sometimes they look at their own people like, "Oh, we can't be around them. We moving up now, or we're doing things differently." Not talking about this case, and I just see that in general sometimes.
just in general,
Yeah.
like the closer to whiteness, the closer to greatness, like proximity, that kills me.
Yes.
yeah,
Like we literally make this country. But anyways, that's a whole different topic for a whole different episode. Wait, as far as podcasting, should that become the news? Zoe made me think about it because my automatic answer was yes. Or not yes, but 60-40, or
mhm,
maybe 70
yeah,
30 on the yes
yeah,
side and 30 no. But
Okay.
I think that we do
Yeah.
need both. I think we need both. I think it's a balance, right? The news
Yeah.
lies, podcast lies.
Yes.
Opinion based more so on the podcast side, lying on the news side, right? To me, the news is just a bunch of puppets. Depending on who pulling the strings, is whatever that news station gonna put out.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember, I was just talking about one of this to one of my coworkers at work. I said the only thing that the news don't lie about is the weather and something else. I forgot that we said. I mean, at half the time they don't even know the weather.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's just like I think that news sources give us the major happenings around the world because say that I'm a podcaster here in the US, I'm not getting the information globally.
yeah,
So I think that the news covers pretty much the things that are happening globally that we take from in order to make these podcasts. Because a lot of podcasters get their news from the news, but they do a lot. more of a deeper investigation into it before they put
Yes,
out their
that is so
commentary.
true.
So it's like we pull from it, just like how we doing, like with Love Island and with this, that, and the third with the Nolan
Yes,
Wells case. I did my own investigation. I listened to my own podcast, and so it may have been on like Good Morning America or ABC, but what I do is that I pull it and I go investigate that case. I don't just take it at face value because of the news. That's why I think that there is a balance, but when you hear things on the news and in media in general, even on social media, you have to be an independent thinker and do your own investigation. Take what they're saying. Some of it is true. There's a portion of it that's true, but don't just go with the play just because they said this is exactly how it went or this is what it is.
yes,
Go and
And
do
even
your own investigation.
yeah, and even with like global stuff, I mean, there's so much stuff. Like when TikTok first became like TikTok or whatever, like my dad had to talk with me. Like I would say something to him, and like he'd be like, "I don't think that's true," and then he would do some more research, and then it wouldn't be true.
Yeah.
And
yes, yes,
jumping from
yes.
then to now, because TikTok, especially with my age group, it's become more of a like, yes, we learn about things on the news, but even stuff that's more globally, like we learn. Ooh, oh my gosh, sorry, my
Mhm.
laptop started tripping.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was like, what? I was so concerned. I was like,
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no. So with that, even with like global stuff, it's like there's some things that, of course, we hear from the news and stuff, but there's so much stuff that I did hear from TikTok first, like everything that was going on in Congo and things that were going on with like a lot of the stuff like with the Palestinian, like in the Gaza Strip, like all that going on. Yes, you hear about that from the news, but there's so many like tiny details.
There's so many nuances to it. Like,
Yes, that the
yeah,
news can't always fit because yeah, like there's always some sort of news thing on
yeah,
at some point. But there's so many tiny details that they can't get to. If they were to get into every single tiny detail that's actually going on, things that like I hear on like TikTok or whatever, the news would be on 24/7. They would never stop talking
24/7.
ever. And so it's like if you do get most of your news from like podcasts or social media, make sure, like you said, Drake, make sure you do your own research into it, but don't base what you think off of other people's opinions. So
Yeah,
if you're going to watch it on the news, that's why I'm saying like it's more fact based. Like they're not about to be like, oh yeah, that like with the Nolan Wells case, like they're not gonna be like, oh, like they're not gonna give you your opinion on it. They're gonna tell you what they know, what the police said to an extent. But they're gonna tell you what information they were given. And then what you can do is like you said, go and do your own research and then but I don't know, I feel like because you definitely can't have one without the other.
yeah.
But like a lot of the things that
yeah,
I heard, like with the pregnant children in the internment camps, I heard about that on TikTok. These children in these internment camps, there's a lot of minors right now who are pregnant. Some of the kids that got deported and they're putting them in internment camps and everything else. These kids are pregnant, and the pregnant ones they're moving into a different internment camp. Um, I heard that on TikTok, and then I did my own research. I talked to my friends who have their own connections and know certain things and everything
yeah,
else, especially some of my Hispanic friends who are more directly impacted by all this going on, especially with ICE and everything else. Talk to them who have a deeper connection to it, who may have seen more about it or heard more about it from their parents or their grandparents or something else. Um, I haven't seen that on the news.
yeah.
I
Of
heard about
course.
that online.
Of course, man.
So it's like you definitely can't have one without the other, but
Yeah,
you can't base everything that you feel off of one or another. Do your own research and get to real facts and not just what you're hearing from other people.
that's a whole nother story. Like that
That's
is,
a whole nother story. Because the same people who
yeah,
controlling the news is the same people who controlling these internment camps. But that's a different story as well. So that's why I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, it's
So
just
it just is very biased. You just like you
very
have
much.
to think for yourself.
No,
Is
I heard about that. I saw like a post about it like last month, or no, that's too long. A few weeks ago, I saw a post about it, and it was a woman, and like she was like silent for a second. I was like, oh, it's just some random woman I don't know what she's talking about. But then I saw the like and like repost count, and a lot of my friends reposted it, and I was like, let me stay. And she literally starts the video with the children in these internment camps are pregnant. And it's not even just women and children. They're doing stuff like this to men too. I had my friend earlier today just told me that they're assaulting these men as well. So it's not just the stereotypical women and children. It's everybody.
And these are things that we need to highlight. I feel like this is so important to talk about. And I can't have no public platform or be a public figure and not talk about these things. It's like I will be doing myself disjustice. I see this happening a lot of people, influencers or celebrities. And, I feel like, okay, this is your time. These are your times, to speak on these things. Some are and some isn't, or even like our white counterparts, our white friends, the white peers, co-workers. I feel like these are times where y'all can speak up for, our community. I feel like it's only right. I can have any, white friends that's not speaking up on my behalf, my culture,
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Growing up, I went to mostly PWIs because I went to private schools in like the Marietta area. It was mostly PWIs, and I had my fair share of friends, and a lot of times I was the only person of color in a class. And then we would leave school or like graduate or summer vacation or something, and they would introduce me to their friends, and so like maybe we go to like the mall or the movies or something, and someone would say something slick. I'd be like, oh, but they wouldn't understand what they said, especially when I was younger. They wouldn't understand why what they said was wrong. And then maybe in the moment I wouldn't either. And then my dad would ask me how my day was, and I would tell him, and he'd be like, that's weird, and here's A, B, and C as to why. So if you're going to hang around them because you're in school with them, you're going to see them. So if you're going to be around them, check them or reject them. He didn't say that. I'm just kidding.
Well, I kind of like that. It was very poetic. I write poetry, so
yeah, I could see that you was engaged in that.
But yeah, so it's a lot.
Yes. Well, moving along to our main topic of tonight. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys! First of all, I never watched Love Island, ever. Thanks to Zoe, bringing this to my attention for our recap shows. I was excited to recap it because, I have heard about it and I saw it. I probably sat down and looked. Was probably watching me at one point, but I didn't really give it a chance. So, me watching it, I was like, okay, they're doing a lot of kissing. This is how it goes,
It wasn't always like that, man. It was. Hold on.
It was one big orgy party.
Yes, it wasn't always like that. Okay, I got into Love Island. I really enjoyed last season. That's when I truly started watching it because everyone was talking about Hurricane Hoodoo. And so I was like, let me give this a chance. And I had heard about things from the season before. I did really like the last season. And I was like, it's kind of.
Okay, so that's when you start watching, was last season.
I really started watching last season, but I would always, every single summer it would come around. And so I would see posts about it. And I'm like, this is interesting. Am I going to sit down and watch it? Probably not.
Yeah.
But last season, my friends was like, so if you don't watch this, I'm going to break into your house and I'm going to force you to watch it. So that was a threat. I'm calling the cops, actually. But this season, last season was better than this season. I hate everyone.
I watched last season too.
I hate everyone except for Trinity, and Bryce, and Anaya.
No, I love this season. I feel like this season is, compared to last season, I feel like this season is more like everybody was like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, so not only that they were here for love, I feel like they was getting great friendships from this season.
I do feel like it was a little bit
closer. Yeah.
I do feel like some of the girls were a little bit closer.
Yeah.
In a sense. I think that the best things to come out of this season was Brinity.
I stand, yeah.
Because he asked her to be his girlfriend on the show, and it was so cute.
Yeah,
like,
that was.
Me, I definitely was not curled up in a ball crying because I'm single, but it was beautiful. So it was like they were probably the best thing to come out of it. And then like I love Anaya Down. At the beginning it was like, okay, you know, I'm vibing. The more people that came and went, and the more people that showed their true colors, it's like get Sincere making it to the final four. Get this man off my island.
Oh my god!
I want him out of my villa now.
I'm not mad at the final four because the core four was part of the final four. I was like, okay, it works. You know, I know everybody not here for both of the couples, but you know, Melanie's attached to Sincere, so I feel like I feel like she deserved to be there. You know, so I feel
like she deserves to be there. I mean, I guess as far as because I've never been a fan of Love Island.
Yes.
And like I said, it just reminds me of one big orgy. Everybody kissing everybody in the mouth from the beginning. Everybody doing.
You know, people got sick because of Bea's Invisalign. So Beatriz, she had. Well, hold on, Beatriz. She had a permanent Invisalign, and I could see it when she talked because you can see the glare when people were Invisalign, but it wasn't like in your face. But you can see, like, you knew. I was like, okay, period. You know, who doesn't want straight teeth? You know, you go, girl.
Right. You know.
But what I didn't know was it was a permanent one. So her eating and swimming and kissing and doing all these challenges. So if you see like around episode like 10 or so, people's voice is a little raspy. It's because they're getting sick because she can't take out her Invisalign. She was kidding.
Zach. I'm sorry. I love you, Kata, but
oh, Kata with the raspy voice.
Yes. It was actually because you could hear it. I could hear it specifically in like Bryce did a confessional, and I was like, why does he sound like that? And then one of my friends who loves Love Island down, like she would fill me in. Like if I missed an episode, she'd fill me in. She'd be like, are you gonna watch it like tonight? I was like, I gotta work tonight. She was like, okay, here's what happened. I'm like, okay, girl, tell me. So, and she would be like, I was like, why does his voice sound like that? And she was like, cause Bea's getting everyone sick. Cause Bea's kissing everyone. But apparently, like, it didn't used to always be like that. Like, but like, I hate hearing that.
I hate hearing it no matter what it's on. And it was just so much of it. It's like, oh, let me see who I want to, you know, couple up with because they're the best kisser. And then everybody just swapping mouth with everybody. Like it was just really wild to me. So I'm just like,
especially what was his name? Gabriel. Me and my friends made jokes about that all the time. Like, I would ask my friend a question. I'd be like, oh, so what's your favorite color? Oh, it's purple. Oh, me too. Let's make out.
Right. And homeboy, the light-skinned dude toward the end who just kind of always seemed like nobody was home. Him and that girl, they were always just
Are you talking about Corbin? The tall
Corbin.
I make fun of him too. Like, my friends, like, I'll go see them, and they'll walk in and be like, Melanie, Kenzie, can I get a kiss? Like, like whenever I say one of my friends' names,
they were just horn dogs, you know? So I'm like, okay, I understand that this show may not just be for everybody to find true love. It's not kind of one of those shows. People, if they do find true love on the way, then it happens, but they're really going for that $100,000. But what I can say, and the brand deals, because Landria, she was at the BET Awards. I guess Huda got whatever, even though she has a large hate train. I don't, you know, I didn't watch last season, but she has a lot of brand deals. So a lot of them came up off of Love Island, which, you know, is cool. And so, you know, they have like the brand deals. They're getting invited to events and working with different companies. And so I really love that. But my favorite couple won. From what I have watched from Love Island, Trinity and Bryce were my favorite couple. Bryce seemed like a very just genuine, down to earth, humble guy, and you know, he found his queen. I always kind of liked him. You know, he was always just like cool. We came from the same background, modeling and stuff, and then Trinity was a model. But you know, when people say that they was models, you can't really trust that because I don't know what kind of model you was.
I don't know. When he started, like at first when he said model, I was like, huh? But then he started mogging, and I was like, okay, I see it. I was
like he looks like the stereotypical, huh?
I think I saw a Tommy Hilfiger spray with him and Jennifer. She was a cast member.
Yeah.
Yes, because she did modeling too.
Yeah,
And
they
one
knew each
thing
other before.
that I thought was so crazy, Jen is like genuinely probably, and I think Jen's pretty. Jen is probably the biggest girl I've ever seen on Love Island.
What you mean?
Jen has a more healthier figure. Like, I don't know if you saw, her and Kenzie posted a TikTok and they both like turned to the side or whatever. And I
I
realized
didn't notice that. I didn't.
Jen is
Is
probably
Jen the other?
Jen was the other model. She's the other blonde.
Okay, the other
With the
blonde.
mole.
No,
With
the
the
one with the
mole on
mole.
her
That's
lip.
what I was about
Yes.
to say.
She
Okay.
was probably the biggest person, and she's not big.
She's not big.
She's not big, like at all. But
No.
in terms of like compared to other people that we've seen on the show, she's probably the biggest person we've ever seen on Love Island, and that's crazy because she's not big.
Yeah, she's not. I would have never thought that.
But like honestly, Bryce and Trinity, people were saying that it looked when Bryce would wake up in the morning, people would say that it looked like he had on a toupee.
I can see that a little
so funny.
That got me hollering. Like, what? Not a toupee. I cannot get that in my head now.
Like, it was so weird because like the bottom of his hair would stay down, and then the top would look like that. How do you do that? That's a special talent.
That is probably how he does his hair or whatever.
I don't know.
Man.
But when, like I understand we all get bedhead, but like it would literally look like, I don't know if you've seen that one meme with that person chewing and they just turn their wig around. That's what his hair is.
Brittany, they are the winners of Love Island. How y'all feel about them being the winners?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
I love them being the winners. I like to see interracial couples as well. So I just like love them being the winners. I'm glad that they like found themselves back to each other, you know. There was a lot of like drama throughout the season leading up to the point, but I think it's something very like sweet about people who are not really together at first or are not sure. And then as they live a little bit more of life and experience a little bit more and come back to each other, I think that that's what makes the strongest bond.
It seems natural.
It seems natural because I'm actually choosing you.
Because compared to everybody else, like at first they were sort of like, because Bryce was sort of like, I'm the oldest one here, she's the youngest one here. It's kind of weird because I think he's 29.
I thought he was 30.
Is he 30? He's somewhere between.
I think he's like 31 or something like that.
Okay, he's somewhere between 29 and 31, and she is 21 going on 22. She's my age, which always baffles me. What do you mean you're my age and you look like that and you're on Love Island? Hey, that's crazy. Kudos to you.
A lot of these girls are younger than I thought that they were.
My dad would swim to Fiji and kill me personally.
Honestly,
all power to you.
In my family, like age gaps are like, a thing.
Like as far as like marriage?
Yes. Like
not even because of the age gaps,
but as well.
Not even because the age gaps, but because of like the challenges and the outfits that they wear and the kissing and all the.
It's like soft porn. I mean, let's talk about it.
It is soft porn.
Now I was like, what am I watching? I'm like, okay, this is a lot of kiss. I'm like, do they do that?
That's a little more than kissing.
Like, do you not be afraid of like? I'm just confused. Like out the gate, you open up the door. As soon as you open up the door, it's like the first night.
I'm crying.
It's
can you buy me dinner first? Can I get a hello?
Can I get a hello? Then you open the door and it's like 3 of them there. You kissing all 3 of them. Then they going over to homeboy and kissing him. Everybody, all the men and women are just swapping saliva.
No, and every single time I see a challenge, I was like, I would hate to be the last person in this challenge because I'm about to kiss somebody that like 7 other people have kissed and I gotta kiss you next. Like just the thought of that. It's like to me it's the equivalent of using a public toilet.
Yeah, and then just raw booty in it. Yes. Absolutely.
But it was one
no
girl.
Toilet paper, nothing.
It was one girl on there who didn't kiss a lot of people, but she didn't make it. They took her off because of pain.
Bella. Her name was like Belle something like that.
Good for her.
But she got kicked off. She was the first person off. She got off on like the 4th night.
Yep.
Because like she was kissing people in challenges when she had to, but outside of the challenges, she wasn't doing that. and she
No.
got kicked. She was the first person off, and she was so pretty. She was so pretty.
Wait a
I
minute.
loved her down.
Are we talking about the girl who got kicked off for the racial slurs that they found out on social media?
Oh, that happened twice this season. No,
Oh, twice this season. It did. It did.
2 or 3 times that happened this season alone because that happened. They were okay. So at the beginning of the season, there were only like there was less people than there. I think there was supposed to be like
Another
6
couple.
couples, or
Yeah.
yeah, but they
One
cut
more.
down the number. And I was watching and I was like, why is there less people? And then I saw on TikTok that they saw a video of her using a racial slur, so she never even went. And then there was that other girl from Casa Amor. I forgot her name. Her name's like it's like
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. She
yeah,
was. I'm
she
like,
was in.
I'm like vanishing right now. Hold on.
You are for real.
But she was in
Okay, go
Casa
ahead.
Amor. She
I
was
hear.
only there for like a night or two, and then a video of her came out singing I forgot what song, and she just n-wording it up. And then my favorite part is listening to Ian's commentary, him going, such and such has left the villa. Now on yes, kick her off. Now get her off my island immediately. What do you mean?
I love that narrator.
They gotta do. Oh, I love Ian Down. He's so funny. He's so funny. And then
Well, y'all
like,
do know, like on the mental health side of things, like when they come back from the show, they looking at all the hate comments. I
yeah,
know Zach. I heard that he's doing a hard time right now. Because of the Bryce situation. They was comparing them with each other. Like, oh, he may not be here for Kata, and it's not look genuine. And then you got family members from the cast members speaking out too, which making it worse for the extra cast members who actually spent time during that bubble. So it's like I empathize with all castmates, from the villains to not the villains. I really don't get too much involved in like the show villain, because sometimes people are human at the end of the day, and they're
Hmm.
not used to that. But even though they signed up for it, sometimes people are still like green. They be like, okay,
yeah,
Exactly. People don't understand that, I think. Like, and I had to think about that because, like, people don't seem to understand that entertainment is my 9 to 5, just like you go to a 9 to 5, or it's my job. So it's like when you first go work at the hospital after you got your, license, you're gonna be green. This is your
yeah,
first time in the hospital. You chose that career field, but you ain't never got no hands-on training. You don't really know how it go. You just know a little bit about it because you got your license and your degree in it. But you don't know what going on in that hospital, how to maneuver in that hospital, what to do until you get settled in that hospital and gain some experience. So I think that, I mean, especially when you're going on a show like Love Island, like it's not like it's like Love and Hip Hop or something like that, where it's kind of, like narrated stories and storylines. I mean, we
yeah.
just, here to find love. I mean, it's basically a love game show, right? So it's like one of those things where, especially if you have not been in the business for a long time, that could definitely take a toll on people heavily because social media can be so brutal. Like social media,
Brutal.
people on social media can be brutal,
Harsh.
harsh. That's why
I
even
think
if
that
I feel a way about somebody, I don't put it on social media. What's the point of tearing somebody down from my thoughts and opinions and then posting it? Like for
I mean,
what?
no matter what you do, if you're in a public setting, now I think that the only person that should have expected more was
Sincere?
no, oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Casey.
Who was with Kata? Zach. Jesus. I think that the one person that should have expected a little bit more was Zach, only because Charlie, his brother, was on it just the year before.
Yeah.
Because so Charlie had to experience all that too. Um, I so you yeah, they signed up for it, but it never looks good to see. But with all of the like hate that some of them get, for the most part, this was a very loved cast. Like the only people that weren't truly loved was Sincere, or Insincere as I like to call him. My fault. Um, Sincere, or like who else was
KC.
it? Kenzie got a Casey after Casa Amor, who's getting a lot of hate, and then
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't keep saying
I'm sorry, but
KC. He tried to slide
I've been on
KC up
you.
in there, so he tried to slide KC up in there a couple times.
And then
Casey.
like,
I'm like, don't forget about Kenzie.
oh
Oh,
no,
shoot.
Clearly, y'all can see where I stand with that.
but like, and like Kenzie at the beginning too. And I will say,
She's
because like
annoying, bro. Oh
Kenzie,
my gosh.
okay, what Kenzie is a KSU alum. Hootie hoo. I will rep my school right now.
Oh, she went to Kennesaw State?
Yes, she
Oh, wow.
she's a registered nurse.
Shout out to Kennesaw State.
Graduated
Shout
from
out to
nursing.
Kennesaw State. That's why
That's
you can't ask her no question and talk about her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
no,
golly,
that's
girl,
that was
calm
the only
down.
thing. That was the only thing. Like she's one of those people with blue eyes that don't know how to blink. And especially at the very beginning, she never closed her mouth. And so it kind of like threw me because every single time they pan to her,
Right? Like, this like a
every
horror
time.
movie
So
with
I was
this
like, girl, like you're
girl.
excited, I get it, but please
It just be seeming like nobody's home, right? It's like, yeah,
that's how
like
Not
that kind of
nobody.
thing. Like, it just be like, girl, like, you gotta stop.
Oh
but
my
I don't
god.
know. For the most part, I feel like but as time went on, people grew to like her more. So I feel like for the most part, this
Okay.
was of course there's like the select people that it's like they're just not super great people.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing I thought was like so crazy was the fact that like yeah, Sincere was sincere. The craziest part is that between that is that like his family is low key worse than he is.
His family is caping for him. I've seen it on social media. And like I said, I'm not deep into Love Island, but from what I've seen of Sincere, is just that I mean, but Melanie falls for the play, so
She
it's
does.
like
She's equally
over
to
and over
blame.
and over.
She's equally to blame, especially after
Yeah.
movie night, because she went on this huge
Because movie
thing.
night shows you exactly what happened. You
Yeah,
see all of these things, you get up, you tell them off, do whatever you do, and then you're like, oh, well, we've been through a lot. I hate when women say that.
mind you, it's been like a
Oh,
month.
we've been through a lot.
It's been a
Yeah.
Nah,
month.
this man just been lying to you and manipulating you and all that kind of stuff. That's
Especially,
not been
honestly, I
that's not
felt
going through.
bad. I felt bad for Soul. I think that
Mama happy? I'm sorry. Mama happy.
Mama not
Mama
happy.
happy.
Mama deserved better. Let's say that. Mama deserved better because I think that um strangely enough, Sincere was the most sincere when he was with Soul.
Yeah.
And then they kicked her off and then not a couple nights later there was movie night after they done kicked her off and literally they watched a lot of things happen within this like that whole day that he had that giant talk with Melanie and he was like it's you it's always you I don't even want to talk to her I'm not gonna kiss her no more they kissed not even 20 minutes later
Beloved.
like same day like you can even give it a 24 hours maybe not 20 minutes so it's like he genuinely seemed the happiest when he was with Soul but Soul got Michael B. Jordan's in her likes. Soul's doing just
I
fine.
heard, I definitely did hear that, and um, I like Soul, but I feel like she should explore a little bit more other
Yeah.
than Sincere. I feel like that's what she kind of went wrong at, and when she left the show, I feel like she should kind of like put a lid on it just a little bit until everybody got out as one, because me watching season 7. That's what some of them did. They kind of went off into podcasts, started talking, and it affected their cast members on their experience when it came out. It kind of added more to their hate. So I feel like she was kind of already in mind who she didn't like leaving the
Oh,
show.
and her quote unquote best friend did not help her.
No, not at all. See, it's the friends and the family members I feel like is making it a little bit worse for their loved ones.
I think everyone needs to keep their mouth shut except for Bryce's grandmother. She was hilarious. I loved her.
I love Bryce grandmother. Oh my
It's so
god,
funny.
she is everything. I would hang out with her.
Oh no, that's bestie. Like me and grandma, we going to the club next weekend. You should come.
Yes, I would hang out with her.
Like, I loved her down, but I don't know. It's definitely I don't know because her best friend definitely did too much, and then like it definitely is like the outsiders that make it worse. Everyone thought I was crazy because I thought Sean was so cute. And like my friends are making fun of me. Sean was the first person voted off. But like I feel like him and like crazy left turn, my fault. But I thought Sean was so cute. And then I thought it was really funny when he was like, I'm a cop. Everyone was like,
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Sean. Sean,
His mom was caping for him online too.
mm-hmm.
wow.
She,
See,
she
he
was
didn't get a
writing
fair
long
chance.
dissertations.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. I thought Sean was cute, but the only problem is him and Beatrice never really had a deep, like, conversation about the fact that she was uncomfortable with the fact that he had a child. But
Yeah.
also the way that people treated Sean versus the way they treated Huda for having children was so completely different. And I think that truly shows the way people see single moms and single dads differently. Because when Huda announced the fact that she had a kid, everyone was on. That's the one thing that I
Mamacita?
will say. Everyone's on her. Why aren't you with your kid? Why aren't you with your kid? Oh, you just left your kid with strangers, huh? Why aren't you with your kid? Everyone saw that Sean was a dad, and they're like, "Aw, he's a father. How cute." Why isn't he with his kid? Why aren't you asking the same questions?
I'm a
And then people
mama.
are like, well, the kid has his mom. Right.
I'm a mama.
Mamacita. Like,
That
and
is bold.
it's so crazy, like the polar opposite ways that they were perceived for having children. And I just thought that was crazy
Yeah.
because I never like, I was never like, when it came to Huda, Huda definitely wasn't my favorite person on that villa, but I was never like, why isn't Huda with her kid? Like, she's doing all this meanwhile she has a baby at home. And then I for sure wasn't doing that and then turning around and being like, aw, he's a father. That means he's fatherly. He's so mature and adult. How cute. No, I'm sure they have other family members. It's 6 weeks. The kid will be fine.
Right,
These
like with his
people are
mom, or
now,
like with his parents or his
right.
sibling.
These people are now getting brand deals. They're going on Twitch streams with famous people. These people are getting money. They're fine. Like this child, like of course they miss their parent. They're gonna be okay for a few weeks with their mother or father or grandparents, aunts, uncles. I promise you, they're taken care of. These people would not just leave their kid. I mean, hopefully they wouldn't, but the people that we've seen, for what we know, would not just leave their kids without anyone to take care of. I just thought that was crazy, and people like laughed at me because I thought Sean was cute, and they was like, "Him, really? Yes,
He's not
actually,
a bad looking dude though.
he's not." Like I thank you, Drake, because I thought he was so cute, and my friends are like, "Him? If y'all don't want him, I'll take him, please."
I feel like the Sean hate was ridiculous. It's
It was
like
I didn't even know
forced.
that he was getting a lot of hate. I just seen his mom come on there, like, and she was, just saying, I'm so proud of you and all this kind of stuff for him just even like going on Love Island, like,
yes.
or whatever. But I mean, I had no idea that he was getting so much hate. What was he getting hate for?
Well, one thing that happened was the chief of police in his city.
I think
Oh,
it
I
started. It
did
was
see
There
about
starting.
was
that. Yeah.
that, and then people were. He wasn't getting like he wasn't getting piles and piles and piles of hate.
Oh, you saying like hate from like the outside?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because the chief of police like fired him when he had
fired
already
him, and then he
explained the whole
released a
situation and
statement.
everything.
He released a statement that was like, "I don't know when going on a reality show was more important than saving Mars City." Like he's Batman. Like he's the only person
Boy,
on the
I'm finna
force.
close this computer.
Mind
'Cause when I
you,
seen that,
mind you, he was very transparent about where he was
he
going.
was.
They
That's
told
what
him
his
that
mom
they
said.
couldn't give him like they told me they couldn't give him a certain kind of leave that he asked for. He was like, but if you go, like when you're done, come back, do the
You got a
right,
place.
do
Like you
what you
got a
gotta
spot back.
do. Yeah, do what you gotta do if you want to come back. Do what you gotta do because you are sworn, like you did the academy,
Right.
you did all this, like you're in. So do what you gotta do, come back, figure out the logistics of it, do what you gotta do then, because I don't know the process. I don't but you know, do what you gotta do or whatever, and then you're good. And then he's on the villa for a few days, and all of a sudden, like the chief of police is acting like he's the only person on the force. Hello, it's one
That's
person,
the jealousy. That when that was posted, it just screamed jealousy. Like it's just jealous.
Yeah.
and it
Like
was
okay.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, and his sister and his mom went off, and I thought that was great.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
would fit into
I
that
love
family
that.
so well. Like Sean, please.
I
And
think
like
that's
as
how
a
you should
chief of
do it.
police, huh?
I think that's how they should do it. If a family's gonna speak out on behalf of a cast member, that's the way you should do it.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'ma always do that.
Yeah.
And if I was the chief of police, I would have thought smarter. Like, oh shoot, I mean, he was on the show, he coming back, and he still want to be a cop. We can do a lot with Sean. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, I feel like people who love Love Island, who may are like maybe doing crime in the city or like younger kids, Sean can be that cop that they look up to, like, oh, he's doing something with his life. He on Love Island, and he could get them to change. That's kind of how I would have spun it,
Yeah,
and like try to keep him on the police force because now he has more influence. That's
yeah,
what you want on the police force.
yeah,
Instead, you bash this man, send out this, whatever statement that you did. He's a corny dude.
Yeah,
yeah. I thought it was overkill. I
It
really did
was
think it was
overkill.
overkill.
It just screamed jealousy to me.
yeah.
Like creating a whole statement, going off, doing like press and like everything else. Like,
And from what his mom was saying, I think like they had like a tight relationship. Like they had a good relationship.
mhm.
So when that happened, I was just like, bro, like who does
Yeah.
that? Like
And then seeing Sean on After Sun, like looking at his phone and him seeing that, like it was sad. So it was like, wow, like I never thought I would have heard something like that from him. Like that's crazy. Like he was like, but he was like, there's nothing really I can do about it. Like I told them what I was gonna do. I was very transparent. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm visiting my sick grandmother. He was like,
right, then I just seen you on Love.
I'm going to walk around. Right.
Crazy.
Like he didn't lie or nothing or make it seem like it was something like crazy. He was like, look, I'm going to walk around shirtless on Love Island.
It is what it is.
I'm
Do you
like,
know how
please.
many cops is out here doing Lord knows what? But the same cops that y'all catch on the streets or involved in drug-related crimes or involved with the cartel and this, that, and the third doing grimy things behind the scenes and are also criminals,
Yeah.
y'all keep on the team. So miss me with all that because this man went to Love Island with his shirt off and
He
stuff
could
like
be
that.
doing
He wanted to make
right,
a statement.
right.
When
I
there's so
know.
many cops out here doing so many corrupt things that are still on the police force.
That aren't telling you anything. Like they're the ones that are quick to turn their body cams off and just do
Exactly.
whatever. Meanwhile, he was very transparent. He's like, look, y'all, I'm keeping a buck with you. I'm going on Love Island to try to win $100,000 and walk around with my shirt off.
It is what it is.
And you know what? Society was better for it. My fault.
Exactly.
I'm not
And
complaining.
Hakeem is auditioning right now with his shirt looking like that.
I came here for love.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh! Like I definitely enjoyed the show. Like
Me
honestly, I
too.
think I enjoyed it because I got to watch it like almost every other day. So
Mhm.
I was like, it caught me like in tune. So I kind of like a show that was very different for me. Like watching a reality show where it's kind of live but not really. They showing pieces. Each day, and then they had like the after show on Saturdays, the After Sun,
After
and that
Sun.
was pretty interesting too. How the After Sun went.
I've never been the biggest fan of After Sun, but one thing I will say was I really did enjoy the fact that we got to see them enter their hotel room and go through their phones and talk to their family members. I did like that they did that because they didn't do that before. So I did actually really enjoy that part. Like usually After Sun, I skip it. I'm being so serious. Like if After Sun is out and say that I'm behind and like I'm like 2 episodes behind, I'll skip After Sun. But like I'll usually watch like the first like two After Suns, and then after that I'm like, you're recapping things I just saw like yesterday. I'm okay. So it's like, but I did end up watching After Sun because they did that. I thought that was cute. I did really like that.
And I heard Kenzie she was on a podcast earlier, and she got caught having a off recorded conversation with her name would start with a J. I forgot, Janae or not Janae. It was something with a J. But they were saying Melanie got most camera time, and the podcaster asked her like, "Can you explain it because it's gone viral?" So it's like Amaya from season 7. She was like, "Be careful." To all new contestants and cast members, like be careful what y'all come out and say once y'all leave the villa because y'all on a microscope and
Yeah.
things can get misconstrued what y'all really feel, and then y'all got to fill in a reunion soon. So it's like y'all got to answer to all these things that y'all saying on these interviews. So with her saying Melanie get all the camera times, like it kind of got. I don't think she meant it that way. It kind of
Right, but
Yeah.
things can definitely like now that's gonna be a conflict at the reunion, probably.
Yeah. I mean, it'll
yes.
probably just like, I mean, I don't know. I understood a lot of Melanie because Melanie, it seems like she's been through a lot. Now, I peeped the semicolon tattoo before people started posting about it.
Oh yeah, that
She
was
has a
yeah.
semicolon tattoo like on her wrist. And apparently she used to be like a much bigger girl and then
He
she
was, I
went
saw the
through a
old
fitness
pictures.
journey. So like there was there's rooted insecurities from that too, and then going from a bit more insecure and a bit bigger, and then going through a fitness journey, which is hard for anybody, and then
Yeah.
whatever else she may have gone through in the past. I think that she is genuinely a sweet girl, but Lord, did she get on my nerves. Oh my gosh, like
You look so disappointed.
I truly was. Like she's too pretty to do the things that she's doing. I don't know. It's like, and I think she did get a lot of screen time because she always had something going on.
Drama.
Yeah.
Always. That's
Yeah.
what reality TV is. It's
Yeah.
drama. If they just showed people sitting by the pool all day
Right.
for an hour
Yeah,
on an
and
episode,
flirting and having a
who's
good
gonna watch that?
time. Yeah.
Who's gonna watch that? I'm not. I could be sitting by the pool my damn self. Hello. So it's
It's like Bryce and Trinity. They were authentic in that situation. I feel like and Melanie and Sincere was authentic more like in a negative light towards
Mm.
the situation. So I feel like
and
they
then
both was authentic. So I think that's why I kind of like watching both those two couples because I feel like they both were authentic, but with the Melanie and Sincere, it was just a lot of
It was
back and forth
yeah,
drama going on. So it kind of killed
I
the
did not enjoy every single time Sincere spoke, my blood pressure spiked. I needed a doctor's appointment after every episode. Actually, I'm suing Love Island for my bills. So it's like they, I don't know. It did showcase a toxic relationship, even though Sincere's like, I don't, the little hand thing he does. I don't think we're in a toxic relationship. Shut up, because you're part of the problem. Like, she definitely was part of the problem for continuing to go back, but on a show where if you're not in a couple, you get kicked off.
right.
It's really hard to not try to maintain something that you have. But after movie night, I would have been like 100,000.
Yeah,
I'm
movie
good.
night was
Like at
crazy.
that point, by the time movie night hits, you got enough brands in your comments, you got enough new followers, you got enough new people, and these people are getting paid for TikTok and Instagram posts outside of the brand deals now because they're all verified now. So it's like by the time movie night hits, once I saw that, screw the 100,000. Actually, I'm deuces because that's crazy. And then it was like, I don't know. I just Mel, please
That's
leave that.
why
Love Island is
like
over.
I'm interested to see how the couples are after this whole thing. I think that tells you everything.
I
Like
think
what
the
if
only
somebody
ones that would
goes to
still
the
be
show?
together, the only
Huh?
ones that will continue to be together, I believe, Trinity and Bryce,
Yeah.
and Anaya and Carl. Those are the two.
I believe
Maybe
that too.
Zach and Kato.
I don't see that.
Maybe.
I do see the other two though.
No, I don't see that.
I don't know. I think Zach and Kato is kind of a 50-50. I didn't love them. They weren't like, now, I will say I was a part of the problem earlier on. Actually, still am. Actually, I'm okay.
It is what it is,
Zach,
right?
Hey,
look,
hey.
Zach and Bryce, I need them to realize their feelings for each other. I need them to do it now. They were too grabby with each other. They were too. Hey, do you remember when Zach looked down Bryce's pants? Hello.
Oh my god, yeah. Honestly, I thought they were gonna show those things on movie night. And Zach,
That would have been so funny.
and Zach was also trash talking a lot of couples. So I thought they were gonna show Zach on the movie night in that way, but they did not. So I was
No, I mean, I feel like if they did push that narrative, it would have been in poor taste. Well, I remember there was one, I don't know if this was Love Island UK or if this was an earlier season of like Love Island US, but there was two girls that had feelings for each other on Love Island and they had a heart to heart talk and they did kiss and they were like, I actually do have feelings for you. I don't remember what happened with them.
Yeah.
I only would see that clip over and over again and then like I saw that. I was like, if Zach and Bryce don't have their awakening on this show, and hey, matter of fact, Bryce, Zach, and Trinity, just be a throuple and get out of my face. Hey, hey.
I think it's a romance, but I feel like Zach definitely pushed the bars for sure.
Like there's literal
Yeah.
like there's behind like there's footage behind the scenes footage of like there was this one where I think Zach was sitting on the counter, and Bryce literally goes between him and like hugs him. I'm just like, guys.
See, it was that to me. We're not doing with Kata at moments where I feel like, oh, he's consoling Bryce and not consoling Kata in these moments. I get they have their own thing, but it's like it was the moments for me, like when he chose to do certain things. Like
Exactly. And like I keep going back to it, but like that whole like, hey, girth check, opens his pants, and then him look, that was crazy. Was that not
That's
crazy?
wild. But you know, two things on that. So that I think like ring to be true. Uh Somebody said, I think it was on social media, but they said, men love women physically, but emotionally they like men. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense
hold on,
for
say it
a lot
again.
of men. Huh?
You said say it again. You said women.
Men like
Oh,
women physically and are attracted to them physically, but emotionally they like men.
okay.
I'm
Emotionally.
not a man. I can't. I don't think
So
it's appropriate for me to say.
So you can see that in like a lot, and like what I mean by that is that, you have like a lot of men who will tell their homeboys things and confide in them before they do their partner.
I see. Yeah.
Things like that. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of where that was going to, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that that kind of shows the dynamic with Zach and Bryce. I think it is like a bromance, but one thing I know about being in the military is that say like that you got two black men who are brothers and you got two white men, white dudes do very weird things together. They're a lot more,
I've heard
I don't
that.
want to say open, yeah, but like it's like and like they don't be gay. But they do a lot of very weird off the wall things like that. We'd be like looking at them like, nigga, like, is you cool? So
My
it's
cousin
kind of
said
just
so.
like they do a lot of weird things. But I'm telling you, when I was in the military, they'd be, just doing like weird things. Like I remember like they used to play swords in the showers and stuff. you know? And we just don't do that kind of stuff with our friends. Like that it's just not that. So when I was seeing this, I'm like, yeah, it seemed pretty on par to me.
No, I saw something. I don't know how true this is. But I did see something about Zach being bi. I don't know how true that is.
Supposedly I heard that his brother came out and said that about him.
Okay, because I also saw a picture of Zach and who is supposedly his ex-boyfriend. So
Oh.
somebody said something that was like Zach is actually flirting and Bryce thinks it's a joke and Bryce is flirting back and not realizing what it is.
In like a bromance way type deal.
Yeah, but I don't
Because Zach was too
know.
much for me. Even then, because Bryce is, typical white boy. But even then, Zach was doing too much for me where it just kind of felt like, okay, what's going on now?
See, because okay, but Bryce is the one that said girth check, guys. Like
But
it's
I'm telling you, like, that's on par for them. That's on par. I'm
okay.
telling you, these
So
dudes
like
was in the showers playing swords. They told me, like, that's on par for them.
I'm hot.
Like,
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
and
But
that
like one
it's
thing
my
that
first time hearing that.
so
Seriously, like even like
I
I hear it
know.
happens in like
I
the
hear
football locker room
Yeah,
and
right. It's
basketball locker room
different.
too.
It's different. Like we don't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love my brothers. We don't do that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
so with the whole like men love women physically emotionally, I feel by in my like okay. In my opinion, I guess you could say the same thing about
about
women
women.
because it
Yeah.
like
I
but
think
I
that it's
feel like
just kind of like natural.
yeah, I mean I feel like if you have something going on with your partner and you're mad at your partner, if you're in a fight, you're gonna turn to your best friend who's most likely someone of this or one of your best friends who's most likely of the same sex, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, girl, guess what he did? I'm actually about to commit a felony. I need you to talk me down. I was there just 2 weeks ago. Three of my homegirls got my back. So it was like I feel like that's normal. And like doing certain things like I've changed in front of my friends, like we've had those talks.
Right. Like y'all women.
But like
Yeah, I'm a
I've never like I'm stressed. I'm irritated. I'm
I can't
irritated.
even stressing me out.
I
I'm
need
kind of
Zach and Bryce to have it. Like I love Brinity. Don't get me wrong. Brinity is my Nicolandria. They
well deserving win.
well deserved win.
very well deserved.
Loved
I
it
love Trinity.
down.
I
I
don't think that Bryce is. I don't think that Bryce is in that mind state though. Now Zach, I don't
I
know.
don't either, but I need him to, for my own selfish
Correct.
reasons. I
But
need
he
him to.
probably do that kind of stuff with his friends. I'm telling you, it's so on par for them where he don't think that Zach is doing like nothing wrong. It's just not out the
Yeah,
ordinary.
that's how it was. That's how
But
Bryce
by that,
treated
I
it.
mean, also there were also other guys in Love Island, and they never did that. They
Yeah,
never
but
did
they
that.
had some skin tone, baby. A lot of them
But
had some.
not.
Oh, see, I'm new to this whole Love Island. So I'm like just taking it all in still.
Me too.
I'm
It's
like
a
still
lot.
processing this show.
In
Like,
an episode every day, like every
yes.
day,
Oh my
and
god.
on the
I feel
weekend.
like I
But
was getting to
all of
know
them,
them
like
one
even
on
like last
women. Like,
season, who was Nick? I don't know. I'm
oh, Nick
stressed.
O'Landry. Nick. Um,
I
Don't be stressed. Love Island got a lot of people stressed.
like my Love Island's
And
over,
I
and I'm
think
still
because it's
stressed.
a show that is like based on like the public and what they submit and what the public says, and it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it solely depends on the public who wins. And I think because it's like has like the involvement of the public so much, I think
There's a
that that's
lot
why
of
people get
like
oh,
I
a
guess
lot of feelings
democracy.
invested in it.
okay, I see. Which make it so big.
Which makes it so big because like like for example like my favorite dating show is the Ultimatum. I can't be on my phone and text into the ultimatum who or what I think that they should do or whatever. I think
Oh, I
because
saw that. I
it
saw
is
that.
like so like everyone is involved and invested in it. I think that's what makes them emotionally invested because you're picking the couple who you want to win, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're involved as an individual. I think that's what makes Love Island just so big.
Yeah.
No, for sure. It definitely adds into because especially the way that they do it, they allow voting at the perfect time. Because it's been a few, ooh, excuse me, it's been a few weeks, and it's where people are starting to get like bored, and so they're like, okay, the app's open, get to voting. So like
Right.
they definitely like it definitely helps out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's those are my thoughts on the matter. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Until the reunion.
Until the reunion.
I'm excited to see the reunion, and I'm excited to see how things go outside of the villa. That everybody's outside of the villa now. Like,
So that's
yeah,
what I want to see.
it's gonna be very interesting to see how everything plays out, and which brand deals are gonna take who. We know Sincere got the long hair, so are like a bunch of hair companies are gonna contact him. He's gonna be the face of this.
Kanye,
People were saying his hair's so big because it's full of lies and secrets.
just like me.
Like, oh my gosh. Like, okay, last thing about it. Did you hear in the finale, Zach asked Trinity permission to give Bryce a kiss?
I did hear that.
Oh my,
I did definitely catch that.
like he was like, because he made a joke after they jumped to the pool, he grabbed his face, and he was like, and then he stopped, and then he turned to Trinity. He was like, can I give him a kiss? She was like, no, no, Zach, no. Put no, Zach, down. Down, boy. Like,
He
I did catch that.
meanwhile, Melanie and Anaya are making out in the background. Hey, hey.
It's too much for me. It's
it's
I
a
just
lot going on.
I'm tapped out of Love Island. It's
no,
too
if I was ever on Love Island, I'd be sick of kissing so I don't
golly,
think
like
I've
your
kissed
tonsils
anyone like
don't
this.
hurt. Your
I
esophagus.
would be at the
Golly.
dentist the next as soon as that plane lands. Matter of fact, let the plane land in my dentist
Yeah,
office, like, right on
I
top
feel
of
like that
it.
part of the show is like overrated. Like, it's just not called for really. Like,
And it's not as
yeah.
sexy as they're trying to make it out to be.
No, it's not. I'm trying to see when it became sexy.
I don't
Like,
know, I don't know, a couple scenes are like, oh, okay, like it's fine, okay, period. Like that's kind of spicy. But after
yeah,
every sentence, why am I hearing macaroni noises? I'm sick.
it's like kissing games. Like, kiss
It's
like
like
this.
kissing
Like,
games. I could watch a scripted show. I hate to hear kissing, dude.
I
And
don't
like
do
on
that.
this show, it's
spin a
like
bottle type of like vibes. Like,
Especially because the microphone is right here.
it's right there.
It's right next to their mouths. Like in the challenges, I don't mind it as much because it's a little different. But like just after every sentence, like, hey, can
wow.
No
can
thanks.
can I get a break, please? My teeth hurt. Can put it, please get away. Don't touch me. Back up.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be so over it.
Well, this has been a good recap, you guys. I'm excited for the next one. And I'm tuning in to the reunion, see what
Yeah.
happens.
For the
August
reunion.
Let's see what
31st.
happens in the reunion.
Hopefully, I'll be less stressed by then, and hopefully, my blood pressure will go back down to normal. So
I'm sure you will be down by then. Give
I'm
everybody
21.
time to settle.
I got the blood pressure of Colonel Sanders at 97.
Whew.
Please.
Well, thanks you guys for tuning in, and check out us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube. See you next time.
See you next time. Peace out.